Welcome back to the podcast. This is Chef's Day Off. My name is Marcus, half of the Marcus and Corey Morning Show. Star 101.3 FM for iHeartRadio here in San Francisco, one of the greatest culinary cities in the world.
Absolutely.
Is that a fair statement, Chef?
I think so. I think it is. And I'm Matthew Dolan, the executive chef, one of the partners here at 25 Lusk, and I'm just happy to be riding shotgun with Marcus.
So the kind of the impetus for this podcast was, let's bug Chef on his day off. I come down here and hang out and drink anyway, so let's ask him the questions. So what have we covered in this series so far? Rice,
leftovers, seasoning.
Right.
We're pretty deep on seasoning.
We're trying to elevate your home cooking, right? So we have Chef at our disposal. He's here to answer all the questions. I realize we haven't touched on dessert yet, so we thought we'd go with the classic. Bananas Foster. Why Bananas Foster, Chef?
Well, it's an American classic with a heck of a story. It originates from New Orleans.
By American classic, you mean like barbecue, or
more like jazz,
or jazz?
More like jazz. Jazz is the only original American art form.
Okay.
And Bananas Foster is internationally regarded as an original American delicacy, a sweet treat from New Orleans,
where you worked for many years.
I did. I was in New Orleans for a while, and it's an amazing city, and I highly recommend it. I was young, single, had to get out of there.
Sounds dangerous.
It was dangerous. But
those are the stories I want to tell.
We can't tell those stories here.
Yes, we can. Different episode, season 2.
different podcast. So there's a classic restaurant in New Orleans called Brennan's.
Okay.
Owen Brennan started this. He was a politician. He was a restaurateur, and around 1950, all of the port of New Orleans is where all of the produce, so bananas, tropical fruits, but especially bananas, were coming through New Orleans. So in the 1950s, if you were buying bananas at the grocery store, they came to the U.S. via New Orleans.
Is it fair to say there was a glut of bananas, and that's why they chose bananas?
I don't know.
Okay, sorry, continue.
No, I mean, let's
I'm
talk
just making things up.
So, 1951. Richard Foster owned an awning company. He was on the crime council with Owen Brennan, the owner of Brennan's restaurant, and they were trying to clean up the French Quarter. They became very good buddies, and Richard Foster was a regular at Brennan's restaurant.
Okay.
So Owen and the chef, Paul something in French, can't remember or pronounce, Chef Paul and Owen came up with this idea, Bananas Foster, as a nod to their pal, who was also not only a business person, but someone who was trying to make the city better.
Sure.
So a good community, and New Orleans is a very, very tight-knit community, and in a lovely way. So, and that remains today. So this Bananas Foster remains on the menu at Brennan's restaurant in the French Quarter of New Orleans to this day.
And in a way, it's a nod to the French technique of flambé.
It is a nod to flambé. I mean, crêpe Suzette is one you've probably heard of, and that's the flaming brandy. So the idea, it's not only
flambé literally means light it on fire.
Set stuff on fire. Yeah.
Yes.
And you do that to burn off the alcohol, and you get sort of the pure flavor of the alcohol that you've chosen, and it really kind of melds well with the caramel.
Do I need to light it on fire, or can I just cook off the alcohol?
It'll take a while to cook it off. Lighting it on fire is a much more efficient and much more fun. Lighting things on fire is
Why do we need? I feel like we need to do a disclaimer, because if I'm a home cook, what do I need to say? Because there was one time I lit.
We're not going to be held accountable, are we?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
What's the disclaimer?
If you decide to try this recipe,
Thank you.
Please call the fire department, have a fire extinguisher nearby, and soak all of your clothing in cold water. So just in case,
all of that.
Something like that.
Thank you.
No, just be careful, and don't set it on fire. You want to gently set it on fire. We're going to cook this together, by the way, right?
Yes, we are.
So when you do,
there's going to be a video later and a full recipe.
That's right. And when you do it, so basically you start with brown sugar, and a little bit of butter. You have your diced bananas in a pan.
Medium heat.
Here's what's going on. You've got usually it's rum, sometimes banana liqueur, brown sugar, butter, and diced up bananas. So you take a pot, medium heat, you start to caramelize that sugar, so gently melt it. Go in with your butter, melt that. Go in with your bananas, work them around. You see the heat comes back. Medium heat is great.
Okay.
You take the pan away from the heat, away from the flame. You add the alcohol, both of them or one of them.
What happens if I add the alcohol on the flame?
Is
that dangerous?
Possibility that you're going to catch. It's just going to go up in your hands. You want to take it away. So you put the alcohol in the pan, put it back, and that way you bring it back up to heat. Then you can tilt the pan just a little bit and watch it gently catch on fire. Then you move it around. Turn
this
your
is a
medium
gas
heat
burner,
to low.
though, right?
This is a gas burner.
You can't do this with an electric burner.
You can, but then you need a stick lighter or a lighter or something.
Right.
Some source of fire separately.
I do love cooking with rum, Chef.
You do.
Sometimes I put it in the food.
Here we go. Here it goes.
Okay.
Next up.
Sorry, what are we doing?
No, next up. I'm going to need some help with the reference of that, whatever just happened there.
Okay, so now you've tilted the pan.
You've got it.
You've got a gas burner.
You shake it.
Or I'm using one of those stick lighters.
You can do that.
Okay.
And then you move it around. The flames go away. You're on low heat now. Get rid of the heat. Keep it there. And you're either doing waffles or you're doing pancakes, or my favorite is just really good vanilla ice cream. Your guests or your however, whatever. The ice cream goes in the bowl. People are ready for it, spoon in hand. And the warm bananas Foster with that beautiful caramel goes on top, and you are done.
It's literally chopped bananas, butter,
brown
sugar, and alcohol.
rum and or.
How do I know when it's ready?
The brown sugar melts. It's that caramelly thing on its own. The butter goes in. It's also now melted. The bananas go in. They're covered in this.
Now, do I want slightly underripe bananas for this?
Not necessarily. If you do that, then you can cook them just a little bit longer.
Okay.
But if you get a ripe banana, you make that caramel. Bananas go in.
But you don't want them to be crazy ripe, like banana bread ripe.
No. You want them to have texture,
And
but you don't want them to
structure.
be raw. Structure.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And you can cut nice big chunks, and then you saute. You cover it with the stuff. You set it on fire. The fire goes away. You're done. You're ready.
Yeah.
That's it.
Heck yeah.
And
you
it's
just
so
spoon it
simple.
over ice cream.
Ice cream's the way to go.
Okay.
Waffles are good too. Waffles and ice cream if you're really after it.
Now, how can I zhuzh it up? What can I add?
What can you add? You get like cinnamon. That's a big
Okay.
one. I know the Brennan's recipe calls for
It's
cinnamon.
good for my blood sugars.
There you go.
Since I'm tripling up on the sweetness.
Yes.
Got to throw in a little cinnamon.
Marcus wants to drink Sauterne with this because he hasn't had enough sugar yet. But you can do that. And then, let's say you just don't like bananas. Not everyone loves bananas. In springtime, get some fresh cherries from the market, pit them, get rid of the pits. Same exact thing. Maybe you want to use cherry brandy or just brandy and not rum. Peaches and apricots come around, plums in summer. Get rid of the pits. Stone fruit, same thing works.
You know what? This is a sidebar. Let's take a deviation from bananas Foster for a second. But if you cut a peach in half, pit it, and then grill it with some olive oil, cook it down a little bit, and then you can put vanilla ice cream in the center and top it with a little bit of chiffon mint.
You don't need me anymore on this. Chef Marcus, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Look at that.
That was a flex. Anyway, so there we are.
How does that have anything to do with bananas Foster?
Nothing. I told you we were taking an exit. I told
right,
you.
I just didn't. Okay, I thought maybe
Let's
we're
go.
circling
Let's get back on the bananas Foster highway.
Great.
All right.
So we talked about cherries as an option, stone fruits. Marcus has offered a second recipe. Didn't no one saw that coming for no reason. And then in the autumn, you've got apples and pears.
Yes.
Same idea.
Yes.
With the apples, you could use Calvados, that apple brandy, cognac. It's such the technique of melting brown sugar, adding butter, tossing in the diced up fruits. In this situation, it's bananas. Setting it on fire, which is fun. It also makes for a good show. When the flames go away, you're ready to go. This is like a couple of minutes. So talk about like a really cool, fun dessert that you could do at home that's easy. It's not time consuming. It's not expensive.
Right.
And you get to set something on fire.
The beautiful thing about a lot of these fruits, Chef, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that they have a lot of their own natural sugars.
Yep.
And when you cook them, the sugars come out.
They do.
And it's beautiful.
But you have to be careful because if you overcook them,
Then it gets...
you lose the flavor,
Yeah.
or you just change the whole thing. So
Yeah.
you do draw out some of those sugars. Kind of like one episode we were talking about. Well, anyway, the point is that those starches, as the fruit ripens, the starches convert to sugars.
Right.
And that's what you want. So when you're cooking, you're actually, if there is any residual starch that hasn't converted to sugar, that under-ripened fruit, that cooking method is actually going to convert those starches to sugar. So you bring, like you said, we're bringing out that natural sugar. That's great. Here at the restaurant, we make sorbets almost every day, and I never add sugar to the sorbets. We use the sugar from the fruit. That's it. So
100%.
it's fresh. You get the inherent flavor. We'll add acidity. We'll add other stuff. We'll jazz it up a little bit. We never need to add sugar.
If you ever want to make, on that note, applesauce at home, literally peel, cut, decore, roast apples 400 until they're ready, till you can smell them. And then you just literally blend them up with a little bit of cinnamon, and it's genius.
Does this pair well with your peach and ice cream thing you were
No,
talking about?
that was for our cameraman. Our cameraman, Terry, has a little one on the way.
Oh, my God.
Your baby's going to love that. You can
Yes.
thank me later
You could
for that recipe.
you could actually buy the book this coming fall, Marcus Cooks. right? It's these recipes.
So let's get in the kitchen, make some bananas
Let's do
Foster,
it.
Chef.
Well, we got to talk also. What are we drinking with this?
Oh yeah, that's
You
a
want
good question.
Sauterne?
Now, I was joking with Chef earlier because Bananas Foster is literally sweet on sweet on sweet. You have the sweet bananas with the caramel with the ice cream,
Yep.
and for some reason, me pairing it with a Sauterne is going to be too much sugar.
Well, it's because your Sauterne. You have to save your Sauterne for the peach thing.
Okay.
Right. With the
so
mince.
what am I drinking with Bananas
So
Foster?
a couple of things. I mean, I think the Sauterne will work.
Okay.
New Orleans is known for excess. It's fat on
not?
top of fat, bacon on top of bacon. So you can do that, and the Sauterne would work. I like something light, like Moscato d'Asti, that's sprinkly, spritzy Italian. It's clean, it's fresh. That works. Champagne would work with this, and a lot of hefeweizens. That
This
wheat
was a
beer.
weird one.
It's true though.
This
If you
was a
ever had
weird one.
Franziskaner hefeweizen and Polaner hefeweizen, actually because of the hops used, they carry this flavor of banana, and it works. It's weird, but if you love beer, this is a good one. You can also just drink water for your health. Coffee,
Boring.
Espresso martini,
Sure.
sure. Chocolate, something chocolatey, a chocolate liqueur. Kahlua.
Espresso martini, scale of 1 to 10. How much does a bartender hate making that?
No comment. The field of professional bar folks is vast and diverse.
It's the number one most hated cocktail. Ask your bartender. You don't have to say it, Chef. I will.
I no comment. I don't claim to be a professional.
Renaming the episode Bananas Foster with a beer pairing. Hefeweizen.
Or what about
Who knew?
Marcus Cooks again? You know, just stick with
Giving
the
me
book
too
title.
much credit. All right, let's get into the kitchen.
Let's do it.
We're going to make Bananas Foster. Thank you for joining us for Chef's Day Off. Thank you, Chef, for
Thank
your
you.
time. We'll catch you next week.
Next week.